dear students, grade 12. Today we are going to have a session on grammar, confusing words. You will find this page in your grammar book and it appears in front of you on the screen. In your grammar book, it's page 59. Confusing words, words often confused seen. Okay? Now, underline the words in parentheses that correctly completes the meaning of each sentence below. Let's look at the example. As part of the remodeling project, all lead pipes are being replaced. Of course, I'm going to use the first word because I'm talking about the material. Okay? The pipes are made of which material? They are made of lead. Okay? L-E-A-D. But the other word is the past simple of lead. And here we are talking about material. So the material, you are going to use the first word. The pipes that are made of lead. Then let's look at number 1. Let's stop. First or second word at this restaurant for a seafood dinner. Of course, I'm going to use the second word. Here, right? I'm talking about place here. Let's stop at that place. Once you are talking about a certain place, then you are going to use the second word. You are not going to use the first word which is related to the sense of hearing. You are going to use the word which is related to place. So let's stop here, the second word. This is number 1. Number 2, the brony first or second wielded a pick and shovel. Of course, here I'm talking about a person who is working in metals. Okay? So, of course, I'm going to use the first word, which means minor, a person who works with metals or in extracting metals or materials from the underground. But the other word minor that ends with OR, it means small. A small mistake, for example, a minor mistake. But here we need a person who works with metals, who works in extracting metals. So we will use in number 2 the first word. Then number 3, let's read the sentence together. If we first or second this game, we won't qualify for the playoffs. If we are going to use the second word. If we lose this game, which is the opposite of win, we are going to use the second word. Okay, then number 4, we feel first or second unnecessary to dress formally for dinner. We feel, it is the second word, pronoun and verb. Pronoun and verb. We feel it is unnecessary to dress formally for dinner. Number 5, it is not a first or second crime for a soldier to desert the military. Desert means to leave. So here we are going to use which word in number 5? We will use the second word, which means it is not a small crime. It's not something simple to leave the military, particularly for a soldier. So it's not a minor, M-I-N-O-R. Number 6, the moral first or second of the story is the person who stands for nothing will fall for anything. So here you are going to use the first word, which is something related to ethics. To ethics. But the second word is related to the psychological state of a person. Here I mean the moral, I mean the ethics, the principles, okay? The lesson that should be learned of this story. So I will use in number 6 the first word, M-O-R-A-L. Then I move to number 7. Number 7, I can, space, first or second, some church bells in the distance. Here, of course, the word is related to the sense of hearing, so I will use the first word. I can hear. I can hear. The first word. Who? Number 8, first or second, the band as they marched, right? As they marched in the 4th of July parade. Here, of course, I have the verb marched, past simple. So I will use the first part, past simple. Who led? L-E-D. The past of lead, led. And I have to follow the sequence of the tenses. That's why I have to use past simple, because the second verb is in the past simple. Then I move to number 9. Do you know anything about the nannies? Which word? Of course, the second word, past. You know about the historical background, the previous historical background of the nanny. So, of course, I'm going to use the second word, the previous background, the second word in number 9. Number 10, Mr. Wharton will, first or second, the orchestra on the concert too. Here, of course, I'm going to use the first verb, will lead, because I must use the infinitive after will. After will, I must use the infinitive. Number 11, is this pipe made of steel or first or second? Here again, I'm talking about material. I'm asking about the material which the pipe is made of. So I'm asking whether it's made of steel or another material. So which word stands for material? The first word, lead. You have it in chemistry. You give it the chemical symbol Pb, plumbrum, lead, right? Okay, so here in number 11, I'm talking about material. So I'm going to use the first word. Then I move to number 12. Team, first or second, was high after the pep rally. Okay, after the pep rally. Now here I'm going to use which word? I mean the psychological mood, the psychological feeling of the team. Of course, I'm going to use the second word which ends with E. Which ends with E. Team, moral, M-O-R-A-L-E. The team, moral, M-O-R-A-L-E. Then I move to number 13, right? When I apologize means when I said sorry to Arthur. He said we won't go back in the past. I will use the second word. We are not going to talk about past issues. Let's forget the past. So we are going to use in number 13 the second word. Number 14, Bob has a habit of making noise with the space change in his pocket. Now, of course, I'm going to use the first word, which is loose. That means they are moving freely in my pocket. So I will use the first word, loose. Then I move to number 15, the heavy wrought iron. You know the iron? The wrought iron is one of the kinds of the iron. You have cast iron, wrought iron, and steel. So the heavy wrought iron gate sagged on. I need a what? A possessive pronoun here. Possessive pronoun related to the iron gate. So I will use the second word, its. Possessive pronoun. I'm not going to use pronoun and verb. I will use possessive pronoun, its. The second word. 16. Who said you can? After can you must choose the infinitive. Okay, like example number 10. So I'm going to use, you can lead the first word. The first word in number 16. You can lead the horse to water, but you can't make it drink. 17. Karim turned on his left turn signal and then passed the first word. Passed the car in front of him. I mean, he just moved beside it. When I say passed the first word, I mean he came beside it. 18. Still we have 18, 19, and 20. Tori, a doll collector, stores each doll in. Here I need possessive pronoun, so I will choose the second word, its. Number 19, the party can truly begin now that the band is here. Which word? Which word shall I use? The band is here. The second word, which is in this place. Okay? The second word, number 19, the second word, because it's related to place. 20, the last sentence, if you. First or second, my phone number. Just check the phone book if you lose the first verb. If you lose my phone number. Thank you so much. This is the end of our recording session. Hope to meet you again in other grammatical or literature exercises. Thank you so much and goodbye.